Hi guys, I'm back with another DIY video. Today I wanted to dress up this white plate with a doily, and you know I've done this before where I've taken a napkin that I like and adhered it to a doily. So this is my plan. Now, as you can see, that tree is larger than the inner diameter of the doily, so I'm going to have to cut some of this off, and in order to do that I had to measure this diameter, and I just simply let's just simply fold it in half, and I took the measurement from here to here, and that's how I got my template here. And so then what I did was turn it over for you. I traced it, not very good tracing, but because I used paper, it's hard to stay on the napkin. I should have used like a cardstock. But anyway, so I've traced this out, and as you can see, I have gonna lose a lot of the tree, but I wanted the star. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this out and alright, so I cut my circle, and you see when I remove it, I'm missing a lot of the tree. So it's a little sad for me because this napkin is so pretty, but I needed to put it on this small doily. So I still have more of these napkins, so I'm okay. I'm gonna only waste one napkin because it has two prints. But once you put it on here, and my cutting is not the greatest, but it's okay. It looks pretty good. And so here is it on the doily, and then I'm gonna decoupage it on here, and then this is what, see if I can get it over here. This is what it'll look like on this plate, which is not much different. So I'm going to enhance the doily just a little bit, just so you can see the definition between the doily and the plate. I have two options for using this doily. I have a white plate and I have a red plate in the other room. So we'll see which one I like best. So now that I have them both cut out, now I'm going to apply the Mod Podge on the doily and then adhere the napkin. Okay, so now that I have them cut, I'm going to go ahead and Mod Podge, but before I do, don't forget to take your extra plies off, because if you don't, only this will stick and not your image. So, and you see I outlined with a pen, so that stayed on this part and not on my image. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and apply the Mod Podge on here. And I'd like to say put liberal amounts, but the thing is, once you get that napkin wet, it wants to curl. So put quite a bit, but not too much, if that makes sense. All right, so let me get this out of the way. I want to make sure I stay in frame for you guys. Okay, so now I'm just going to line my little area up, my picture, and I try to go from the inside out. That's looking pretty good. And now this side. And it looks like I did pretty good on the wrinkles. There's a little bit right there. But you have to remember, once you put the Mod Podge on top, it will start to wrinkle. And if you try to touch it, you could rip it. So you just got to be super careful. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start to apply the Mod Podge on top. And you're supposed to work from the middle out, so you don't create bubbles. And that was a little too much. And what I'm trying to do is just adhere the top of this. The bottom's adhered, but you need to protect the top. Okay, so now that you have your top layer, it looks pretty good. Now I want to do the whole doily because I want to, you see how it keeps moving around. I want to try to stiffen the edges so that it doesn't curl up. And this Mod Podge will keep it down. So I started to pull this up from the paper, and I forgot I was going to do one other step, so I just want to show you just to embellish it a little bit. I'm going to add some highlights. So here on the star, I'm just going to put a little Mod Podge, kind of outline the stars a little bit. I have a little bit too much Mod Podge on this brush. Yeah. So just want to get some details in here with, you guessed it, glitter. Take some of that Mod Podge because it will stick, the glitter will stick wherever that Mod Podge is. So I don't want it on too thick. And then just a little touches here and there. We don't want it all glittery. We just want a little touches here and there. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put a little bit of glitter. And it looks like it's going all over, but it's only going to stick where there is wet Mod Podge. So let's see. Usually I have another little thing to dump this into, and hold on. Back, you can see there is a little extra on there where I don't want it, because I don't want it all over. I just wanted it in little tiny places. So I'm just going to simply brush the areas that it's kind of just hanging out in, but it's not going to stick to it. Let me see if I can show you. If you can see where the glitter is. Okay, so I just want a little touches of it. And I'm still debating on this trim because I'm not quite sure if I'm going with gold or silver on my table. and whichever I decide, that's where I'm going to trim this out so it gives it more definition. So I'm going to go and check my table to see what colors I'm going to lean towards, and then I'll come back. Okay, so here it is. I decided to use the silver because I think silver goes better with the blue. However, this pen, this is from Dollar Tree. It's a silver marker, extra fine. I do like it, but the problem is if you don't hold it just right, it will bleed. And so the intention is to just do an outline. You can see that here. But if you can look right, let me put this marker down. If you can see right here, it bled in 2 different places. So, and then I came off this area. So I had no choice, but I have to fill it in. Because to me that looks like, you know, like something spilled on there. I don't know if you could see that. It doesn't look good. So, this is not the first one. The other one did the same thing. So I started filling it in, and here it is. I just have this one little area, and see, here's where I had a bleed right here, and I had another one over here. So I just decided to fill it in. So I mean, it's okay. The pen, if you put too much pressure, you will cause more of the ink to come out. So you're supposed to kind of go on the side and not, you know, press on it. So that looks pretty good. So that's the way it's gonna have to be. Now the only other thing I don't like is I can see my inconsistencies with the circle. So I think I'm going to outline that as well. And I'm hoping that I don't wreck this. So wish me luck. I shall return. All right, here is my finished doily. I put the edge around or I put the color around the edge, and then I put it around the napkin image as well. I also made it kind of look like a scalloped edge, and the way I did that was I put it on my plate. I got it wet, and then I put this on the plate, and then I just kept tapping down in this area, and that raised this part here to come up, so it made it gave it that scalloped edge. So if you kind of look down here, it's kind of hard to see. But it is raised off of the counter. It's kind of hard to see that on film, but it did give it a good effect on the plate in person anyways. So I hope you guys liked what I did, and I definitely will continue to use this process anytime I need to embellish a plain plate, and then have it match with the decor that I was going for. So again, thank you so much for stopping by, and if you're not already subscribing, please consider. If you are already subscribing, thank you, and I really appreciate your love and support. Bye bye, see you on the next video.